Just how beautiful is the big, beautiful bill that Donald Trump and his Republican cronies are so proud of? So proud that they were able to pray for this and that they were able to accomplish it thus far. Let's hope that the Senate pulls out a buzzsaw and destroys this illusion that they have. Because if not, there are going to be a lot of people that are suffering more than they're already suffering. The tariffs were a terrible idea, as we've already gone into, and we're realizing that more and more. Now you're going to try to take things from people, things that people actually need, like insurance, like potentially Social Security, SNAP benefits. I thought this was supposed to be the party that cherished life. They cherish life, they just don't seem to cherish children after they're born, which is why they try to take away the SNAP benefits and health insurance that these children need. If people get sick, good luck especially with all the financial issues going on, good luck being able to go to the doctor and get treated. House Republicans narrowly passed a sweeping tax and spending bill and delivered a major victory to President Donald Trump. This is all in the aim to be able to give the rich a tax break, because clearly rich people need a tax break more than the hardworking Americans that are suffering every single day. But let's not go into that. It includes extended tax cuts, added requirements for federal benefits eligibility, and an increase in the national debt ceiling. Again, Donald Trump is one who's keep pushing the envelope, hiring people who are unqualified and continuing to try to gut our government and spend it and get all the money out of it. All major sticking points that were agreed upon by a 215 to 214 vote in the House on Thursday morning. The more than 1,000-page bill now heads to the Senate, which will have the chance to approve or change provisions of the bill before it reaches Trump's desk. Here's a look at some key items. No tax on Social Security. He's been promising that for a while. He did that on the campaign trail. He vowed to eliminate taxes. Monthly payments to people with disabilities and older folks. The House bill fell short of delivering on the promise, but it did temporarily increase the standard deduction of up to $4,000 for individuals 65 and over. That deduction would be in place from 2025 to 2028. The deduction extensions begin to decrease after $150,000 for married taxpayers filing jointly and $75,000 for individual filers. More Medicaid requirements, meaning ways to cut people out. To help finance tax cuts elsewhere, Republicans have added additional restrictions and requirements for Medicaid, the healthcare program relied upon by millions of elderly, disabled, and low-income Americans, again, so it can go to the rich. Changes to Medicaid, one of the biggest components of federal spending, was a major source of political strife that caused significant disagreements among lawmakers. Because a lot of the Republican states are actually states that require Medicaid, that need it, based on what the citizens make. One of the changes are new work requirements for childless adults without disabilities. To qualify, the bill says they would be required to work at least 80 hours per month beginning December 2026. Another change to the program was requiring re-enrollment to shift from once per year to every 6 months. Families will also have to provide additional income and residency verification. Increased cap on salt tax. The bill increases the deduction limit for state and local taxes. Salt, a hugely important issue for a few Republican holdouts in some Democrat-controlled urban areas. There is currently a $10,000 cap on how much taxpayers can deduct from the amount they owe in federal taxes. That expires this year. In the new bill, House Republicans have raised the salt limit to $40,000 for married couples with incomes of up to $500,000. This, too, was a major point of contention. A 2017 law passed under the Trump administration held the cap at $10,000 and was designed to make room in the federal budget to allow for tax breaks elsewhere. SNAP benefits, which I alluded to. Reforms have also been added to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, the government program used by over 40 million low-income Americans, so that the wealthy few can get their tax breaks that they so desperately need in favor of the common person. The new bill requires states to contribute to the program, which is also partially funded by the federal government. It also adds work requirements for able-bodied SNAP enrollees who do not have dependents. No tax on overtime or tips and other elements. The bill makes good on his promise signature campaign promises ending taxes on tips and overtime pay. Both were successfully included in the bill. The plan would also allow Americans to deduct interest on car loans for U.S.-made cars only. The child tax credit is also set to increase to $2,500 from $2,000 through to 2028, exclusively for Americans with Social Security numbers, again, targeting people who he thinks are not from the country. Additionally, the bill proposes increasing the debt ceiling to $4 trillion. The debt ceiling is the limit on the amount of money the government can borrow to pay its bills. Lifting the debt limit allows the government to pay for programs already approved by Congress. So what happens next? The Senate must approve the bill and can make changes, and some have already signaled they intend to do so. If that happens, it will return to the House for another high-stakes vote. Trump is urging the Senate to get on board. It's time for our friends in the United States Senate to get to work and send this bill to my desk as soon as possible, the president wrote on social media on Thursday. Democrats, who have neither a majority in the House nor the Senate, have criticized the bill, particularly on changes to Medicaid and SNAP. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries called it a reckless, regressive, and reprehensible GOP tax scam and pledged to use the bill against Republicans in next year's midterm elections. And I hope they do. And calling it a big, beautiful bill is disgusting, especially when there's a lot of people who are going to suffer. Thanks for listening, guys. And if you got value from these videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you.